Hi guys, welcome again to this channel, and what we're gonna cover on is 7 different concepts that white belt should know in close guard situation. Okay, so one of the things that we're gonna cover on is understanding on close guard. Because why I think that is very important is just because close guard is one of the most simple or some of the basics that every white belt start to know whenever they start to train in jiu-jitsu. So this is one of the things that we're gonna cover on. So in this situation, we are very familiar that now we are in a close guard, and one of the most important things is how we're going to try to control our opponent posture from here. So normally in this situation, in order for me to start to control their posture, especially in this situation, is my ability to able to control the collar and also my ability to actually control their head in this situation. Because this is where, whenever I'm able to control their head, when they try to posture up, it's not going to be easy. So they're going to try to fight hard to actually work on this position. Similarly, I'm also able to use this collar to have the same control of their posture as well. And second concept in this situation is my ability to break their posture. So in order for me to break their posture, not only I'm using my hand to try to pull them, but I'm also using their leg where I'm pulling them from this situation and putting them in. So instead of just using my hand to just pull them in, I'm also using my leg and my hips at the same time. So instead of me trying to pull them down, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to pull them up in this situation. So I'm going to try to demo live from here. So from here, instead of me pulling down, so you see if I'm pulling down, this is where Omar is strong. But instead of me trying to do that, I'm going to try to pull up and use my leg to pull them at the same time. The third concept in this scenario is my ability to use my hips and also my leg. As I mentioned earlier on, whenever I try to pull them, instead of me just using my hand to pull, I'm also using my legs and my hips at the same time to engage them forward. At the same time, one of my ways to actually utilize my hips from this situation is my ability to just move left and right. Especially this works when my opponent try to pin me down from here, avoiding me to get up. So if I try to get up straight from here, it's almost impossible. But my ability to move my hips around from here, if I just move my hips, now what I can do is I'm going to try to move out of this situation to able to control them at the same time. So this is one of the concepts that you guys should remember as well. Concept number 4 is in a situation where I want you guys to understand that you're in control. So what do I mean by you're in control is, now imagine Omar is in your close guard. Aside from me controlling his bottom leg in this situation, I'm also controlling his posture as well. So I have the ability to actually breaking his posture, or I have the ability to control him from standing up. So if Omar tried to stand up in this situation, see, I'm able to use my hips to bring him forward, and at the same time, if I want to bring him forward by using my hand, I'm also able to just drive him and have a lot of control over him. And the next concept that I want you guys to understand is utilizing on the grips, especially whenever in this situation, Omar not just going to stand here, he's going to try to move around. So whenever I switch my grip, whenever it's unnecessary, it also allows him to be in a situation where he's able to move a lot. So example, now, when we start in this situation, I have this grip where I'm having his collar and I have this elbow grip at the same time. If Omar tried to work on this situation, all I have to do is just break the posture from here. Instead of him, whenever he tries to move, so I switch my grip and I start to switch it around, I lose control of Omar at the same time. So this is not the best thing. So instead of me trying to just switch the grip whenever it's unnecessary, what I want to do is just trust my current grip and just work on this. Whenever I see this coming, I'm able to break him. Yes, I break him. At the same time, if he tried to break my grips, this is where I'm able to switch my grip to move on to the next grip. And this is one of the next concept is, how am I able to use my leg to put a lot of pressure on my opponent's hips? Because this is one of the most underrated things that I'm able to do to my opponent. Because now in this situation, if I just close my close guard without putting a lot of control over this, it doesn't work much, because now I have not much control over him. But instead of me doing that, what I want to do is I'm going to try to pinch my two legs together near the ribs and then just control him from here. Now he's feeling a bit uncomfortable in this situation. So whenever he tries to move to the back, see, instead of me using the grip, I'm just able to have a lot of control over him. So rather than, if I'm not putting a lot of control over him, so if Omar tries to move behind, now, see, I don't have a lot of ability to bring him forward. And there's also a lot of gap that I'm having in between this if assume I'm not locking it tight. So this is one of the sample where what I mentioned not to do, and this is what I want to do in this situation, where I'm putting a lot of pressure on the hips. And the last concept of all, how can I prioritize control over submission and also sweep in this situation? Because in order for me to set up like a good sweep or good submission, I need to learn how to control my partner at the same time. So if assume my partner try to move around, so now I can try to work on the control. So whenever he try to move, he try to react, I'm able to like get up and still focus a lot on control. And if he continue to react towards this situation, sometimes if I see this coming, I can work on Kimura, or if he posture up, I can able to work on the Kimura sweep. So the whole tips behind this concept is how can I able to like control him better to set up for like the submission and set up for the sweep. Instead of me trying to like fight for the submission or fight for the sweep, I'll lose control over the situation. So imagine now if I were to prioritize on fighting for the submission from here, I'm trying to go for triangle. So when I push, I try to go for triangle, see, I'll lose everything. Similarly, if I want to just continue to set up for the sweep from here, if I try to go for a sweep, I try to go for a sweep, I try to force a sweep, it doesn't work because I'll lose the position. So instead of me doing so, my main goal is to have a lot of control over him. So now, whenever Omar tries to go for something, try to set up the control. So he's going to react to it. When he reacts, I'm able to work on something from each different position based on his reaction. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.